Hello, Quidabble here on my free-to-play FTPElhain account, and I put together a team of farmable champions in Knight's Revenant, and this is stage 3. I also needed some battles for uh, beating. So for advanced quests, I needed beating um, faction war stages without losing a champion. So we're kind of into that. I've already done the first two with what it's been given to me, and I just wanted to show you what a decent team could look like in the beginning. It's nothing too crazy. All four of these champions have armor on them, some good, some bad. It doesn't really matter, but I put some armor on them. I made two of them rank 2, level 20, and I still need to upgrade this champion over here, but he seems to be holding out pretty good, I guess you could say. All I just need to do is make sure that I beat three stages without losing the champion. And I won't get it on this one. I'll have to go back and make that champion rank to level 20, and it'll probably make it just fine. Or I can go back to stage 1. It doesn't matter. But what I was trying to say was on this is what the type of teams you want to make in the beginnings of your game. So if you've hit level 50 and you can't beat stage 3 with every single faction by now, or if you've maybe not even hit stage 4, you might want to go in there and upgrade your champions. Pick 4 champions or 5 champions that you have and get it done, because it's time. If you pick a faction a day out of the 2 factions you get, all you're doing is putting on low end armor or whatever armor you have sitting around to benefit them. So you can see I beat that, but this is what you're getting here. You're getting some great. This is a haste glyph, and it increases speed stats. And this is how you'll be able to speed tune your teams later on, that 1 or 2 points, so then you can get it done, right there where it needs to. So I need to take the Herald to the next level. I'll go ahead, but this one right here, if you go back a little bit, it gives you the option to start getting level 2 glyphs. And then at the stage 7, where the faction crypt boss is, you'll be able to start getting level 3 glyphs. So I go in here, and all this is to do is to give you that ability to increase, attack percent by 3% or 2%. It's not really going to bust the game out explicitly, but if you start building these up, this on 6, you figure you have 6 or even 9. Eventually, you'll have 9 artifacts or accessories, and if you could just increase the attack percent by 1% on each of them, that's 9% increase in your attack. So that would increase the direct power of your champion. So putting together a team isn't that hard. I just farmed 3 of these champions today while I was walking through. If you've seen yesterday's video, while I was walking through and getting all of normal campaign done, and I farmed out 3 or 4 champions 3 champions for Knight's Revenant alone, and I think I got most of those out of was it stage 11? Is it stage 10 or stage 11? I can't remember off the top of my head. But you can see here again, I'm just put together some armor. I'll show you in a second what the armor looks like, but none of them, I believe, have armor over level 11. Most of them are rank 3s and 4s. They have some have 5s and some have 4s. Remember, it's also color-coded when you get into there. So I just got a defense glyph, increases the defense substats on all aircrafts by a flat value. And there's also that one for percentage. So I'll go in here and I'll show you what these champions look like. Go back to the Bastion. Yeah, so go into your champions, and we can go down here to buy recently used first, and you can see that this champion, 4s and 5s. I put my better armor I also gave him a sleep set, or a days. It's called days set, and the days set has a 25% chance to place a sleep debuff. And the reason I did that is because his A1 attacks all, or his A2 attacks all enemies, and if I do ascend him all the way, he'll get a better A3. And then, of course, he puts defense in all battles by 17%, which is a great ability. There's nothing wrong with increasing your defense in all battles by 17%. And if you're out looking for champions and building sets, what you can do is you can come over here to your index, and I was just on the Knight's Revenant. Here we go, Knight's Revenant. And you can see that this gentleman here, but this shows you the 660 value and what his defense will be, or what a champion's defense will be once they're 6 stars, ascended 6, level 60. And you can see that 17% would give him over an extra 170, probably closer to 200 extra defense points. So with his aura he has and no other armor at 660, level 60, his defense is going to, with no armor on at all, his defense would be approximately 1,400. So almost 1,500 probably. So those are nice ways to go through. You can look at champions, and you can see what, like this champion's defense is only going to be 815. Look at other champions and say, okay, hey, here's a support champion, and the damage is based off attack, and removes all debuffs from allies. That's not a bad deal. But you can see that that's his is also 1266. So you kind of get the idea of that's where that percentage is going to increase it off of. But yeah, so we want to get into our champions, and again we can look at our recently used first. This champion I put on some rank 3s and 4s. I gave him the shield set, so every time that we start this off, this champion is going to give, with the shield set, this champion is going to give a 30% ally shield based off this champion's HP, total HP too. So his HP is approximately 8,000. So 30% 8,000, 3 times 8, 2,400 point shield. Yeah, 2,400 point shield for 3 turns. So those first 3 turns, they're all going to get that benefit. So it's not bad to pick one champion out of the group, preferably somebody with an HP, and then you can go back and you can look at these champions. Let's see here. Go back to the index. And when choosing this champion, you want to pick the one. So here, this champion's at max HP would be 12,390. And this champion would be 18,990. So that gives you the indication of who you should put that shield armor set on. Because as these champions go up, even though he's only ranked 220, when you put him beside other ranked 220s, odds are, because his max stat is going to be higher, it would be the better one to put it on. And you can see he only has 9,900 if you ever took him to rank 660. None of the common champions can be ascended. So you can only get a ring on them. Even if you take them to 550 or 660, you can't put a ring, or you can't put a banner, and you can't put an amulet on common champions. Something to remember about those champions. Yeah, you might take some to 550. Nothing wrong with that. And then eventually reuse them as rank 5 chickens. There's nothing wrong with that. But you probably never want to take a common champion to 60. There are some uncommon champions that you could take to 660. But the point of this video was to encourage you to go back, and now what you can see is in my faction crypt, because I put a team of 4 together, now I'm starting to get into that area of having the ability to get rank 2. And this should be something you do every day. If you come into your quests, you can see beat 3-stage faction crypts without losing a champion. Well, there's one advanced quest for it. And then down here, use 12 crypt keys in faction wars. There's a second one that's based on advanced quests that are based on the faction wars. And then on top of all that, when you look at your champions, and you come in here and say, okay, well, I want to look at my upgrades, you can see that you're starting to build a pool. 13 of these defense glyphs, 13 rank 1 haste glyphs. You're going to use tons of these as you go through the game, and it's just important to start building that pool now. So every single day, you should try to get 1 or 2 champions a little bit higher. And if you're only hitting level 1 or 2, fine. You're only hitting level 1 or 2. You just hit it 6 times or 12 times, and you get that quest done, and you move on and you continue to build your pool. And the other nice thing about it is when you're in the faction crypts and you're doing these battles, don't forget that you actually gain experience points on these champions. So this champion does get a little bit of experience points, not much at the lower stages, but in the higher stages, you might get something and say, okay, I'll finish off these 2 in the faction crypts. So I'm going to go back, I'm going to work on this champion, get him a little higher, help me to get further on, and then eventually I'll have a team of 5 and I'll be able to 3-star all the stages, and then that will help me advance and get further from the rewards at the bottom. So thank you for watching today, and I hope this was helpful. Have a good one. Bye.